Damn it. Hi, YouTube. I fucked up and forgot to hit go live, so I've been streaming for, what, an hour? And you guys missed out on Hatching Tide. I'm so sorry. I will... Oh, man, that sucks. I'll have to make sure to download the VOD from Twitch so that I can make some kind of content off of it and keep it for forever. But yeah, anyway, I am gonna head over to Tuliolo now. Oh, and I was doing so well because, like, I'm trying to schedule my YouTube streams, but for whatever reason, when I do that, YouTube doesn't go live when I hit go live on Twitch. And maybe I need to figure something out with stream key stuff. Maybe that's the issue. But yeah. But we did just do Hatching Tide. It was a cute event. We're gonna do Hildibrand now. Hi, Nashu. Hi, Stinky Cheese Man. I might actually run an ad break real quick. So that way we don't get interrupted during the quest. And then we'll jump into Hildibrand. So yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. And yeah, BRB. Everybody go get drinks and stuff and food and all that other good stuff. Alright, we're back. Now, Hildibrand time. Hi, Nashu. Looking rather... Oh, I didn't even realize that the screenshot I took for tonight's thumbnail on YouTube is literally just the title card from the quest. Whoops. Looking rather lost herself, Nashu Makaraka has come west in search of the missing inspector. Why, hello there, Shizune. Core, how super serendipitous that we should cross paths in this far-flung nation. Have you come all this way to lend me a hand? Because, let me tell you, I could use the help. Is everything alright? Did you lose the inspector again? You see, I've been doing my absolute darndest to track down the inspector ever since Master Poo-Poo's starship whisked him off to God's only know where. My best lead turned out to be the Thavnarian truth. Eyewitness accounts in the latest issue described a shiny craft headed west across the ocean, so I packed a few things and headed as far west as I was able. This is where I ended up. I've made a few inquiries since my arrival, but I've mostly been acclimatizing myself to the native cuisine. Very important step, that. Anyway, seeing as fate has sent you to assist me, I suppose it's time I continued questioning the locals on the matter of unidentified flying gentlemen. Sounds good. Here, this should help aid in our investigations. Oh, that's actually good art. Good job, Nashu. It's an illustration of the airship, or of the starship, clipped from Dorian's publication. Having this on hand should make it much easier to explain what we're looking for. I'll ask around the markets hereabouts. As for you, well, I've yet to venture beyond the food stalls, so practically anywhere else but here. If you learn anything or any useful information, come and find me around this spot. I'll be stuffing my ears with delicious intelligence. It is the Land Guard's duty to remain vigilant for threats and unusual developments that may warrant their intervention. It may be prudent to visit Bright Bloom Post and question the soldiers. You should show that picture to the city guards and ask if they've sighted anything similar. I'll concentrate my efforts on the stall keepers and their delicious offerings of information. Sure, Nashu. I believe you. Don't worry. Where's the nearest etherite? Ethernet. Whatever. Magic teleport crystal. I guess this... Yeah, I guess it's worth backtracking for this. Wait, that's not the right teleport. There we go. Mobilja? Yes, is there something I can help you with? Yeah, here you go. Actually, I have seen a vessel like that. It was some time before Zeralja's flying ships appeared. I watched it limp northwards through the skies above Tuliolo, wobbling about like it might crash to the ground at any moment. As I said, the vessel was flying north, but the way it was reeling about like a sailor drunk on mezcal, I don't imagine it stayed aloft much longer. Searching for a strange ship, you say? Uh-huh. One that looks like this. Yes, I saw a flying disc just like that during a patrol in Shaloni. It was slowly drifting towards the ground and seemed to come down somewhere in Yasulani. If you're determined to find it, then that's where you should try next. What were they calling the place that's covered by the dome now? Or what were they calling the place that's covered by the dome now? Heritage Found? Yep. From what I could see, the ship of yours went down over in Yasulani. I suggest you take a look around Heritage Found. Oh, right, I can't ride mounts here. Hey, Nashu. We might have a problem. Maybe. Like, this is Hildibrand we're talking about, so I'm sure he'll be fine, but... we may have a bit of an oopsie-daisy going on. Oh, did you get in trouble with the Landsguard, Stinky Cheese Man? Huh. How about that? My forays into the stalls bore no fruit at all. None star-shaped, or ship-shaped, anyway. How was your harvest, then? Or how's your harvest, then? He might be in Yasulani, and we need to go and check out Heritage Found. Those are some solid leads. Nice work, Shizune. So by the sounds of things, the ship was malfunctioning and eventually came down somewhere in the north of here. With any luck, this hostage found you mentioned will be the place we find the inspector. I doubt it'll be so simple, and certainly not without incident, knowing how matters involving the inspector go. I like how one of those is, you mean it's Heritage Found, and the other one is a full-on, like, small paragraph. Well, with you as my escort, I'm sure we'll arrive at the right spot eventually, and none the worse for wear. Shall we head off? Yeah, sure. What's that? Runs off. Incredible. The air is all crackly and zappy. This is where our starship supposedly came down, so let's start our search for the inspector. Standard investigative procedure dictates that we question the residents for possible gentleman sightings. Off we go! Uh-huh. Off we go. Aha! This man could be a potential witness. I mean, oh, hey, wait, Stinky Cheese Man, are you okay? Also, have you seen an idiot? This is a small settlement, and all its inhabitants are known to me. If a man of such distinctive appearance and demeanor were among us, I'm sure I would have noticed. Perhaps he's wandering around somewhere inside Solution 9. They have so many more people, he could easily go unnoticed in the crowds. You were here as Queen Sphne's guest, as I recall. If your companion wishes to enter the city as well, then I suggest you make arrangements with the sentry at the town entrance. Ooh, Solution 9. That sounds promising. Thank you for the tip. I'm afraid your friend won't be entering Solution 9 unless you can convince the sentry to let her in. Yeah. I actually have a theory, and it'll be interesting to see if this gives me some insight into it. Also, are you okay? Why do you look like you're enjoying yourself? That is not the look of someone who is in pain. I'm not about to yuck someone's young, but I hope if you're not engaging in something that's safe, sane, and consensual, you're at least engaging in something that's informed, sane, and consensual, my guy. Anyway. Let's go help Nashu get into Solution 9. Visitor detected. Verifying access rights. Unlimited, ever keep access confirmed. What about for my friend here? Scanning unregistered visitor. Warning. Warning. Explosive device detected. Entry denied. Oh. Oh, god damn it, Nashu. I'm not carrying explosives. This is medicine for treating Inspector Hildibrand's condition. Explosive medicinal compounds? Error. Does not compute. It's really quite simple. Inspector Hildibrand was sucked up by Master Poo-Poo's malfunctioning starship, after which it proceeded to drag him thousands of malms away and deposit him here. Ergo, you need to let me pass so I can blow away his brain cobwebs. Nashu, how do you know he has brain cobwebs? Surely the security bots aren't gonna buy that. Right? Error. Logic circuits overloading. Emergency shutdown initiated. Oh. She broke them. Huh. It must be nap time. I guess we can just go in. I guess? Core, that's a good-sized city. Well, there's one sure way of locating the inspector in a place like this. If there's an ongoing case, then that's where he'll be. Let's head to the lively part of town and look into any nefarious incidents, shall we? Do you know which way is the lively part? There's a couple. Aetherite Plaza, Trueview, the area where the vendors are. Trueview? And that's in the eastern sector, you say? Right then, let's get to it. So yeah, the commerce sector, Trueview, Aetherite Plaza. Anyway. What, like a crime? Now that you mention it, I did hear about a theft recently. Our city is peaceful, by and large, but anywhere you have a lot of people, incidents like these are bound to occur. Despite this recent robbery, the residents of Solution 9 are law-abiding folk. Or so I'd like to think. Oh, you don't say. And then what happened? Let's see here. Ah, there he is. I thought I smelled cheese. A case, huh? I've heard talk of an odd squealing creature of some sort, but I don't know if that's the kind of thing you're looking for. Odd creature leaves rather a lot to the imagination, doesn't it? I wonder what they mean or meant by squealing. Is it a beaver again? Recent troubles? I saw a pair of soldiers mobilizing not moments earlier, responding to a disturbance, it seems. I don't think it was far from here, but I'm a bit hazy on the details. Sorry I can't give you more specific directions. So, what'd you find? Oh, I also heard about that theft. Something was stolen from a nearby tavern, apparently. I got directions to the scene of the crime, so let's head over there together. The thief absconded with an aged bottle of spirits, the most expensive one in my establishment. I demand you find this criminal at once. No need to get all hot and bothered. The culprit is right under your nose. Admit it, punk. You pinched the hooch. Me? But why would you think... With the supply of souls cut off, folks with a habit have turned to black market rackets. And luxury goods of dubious provenance is one way of paying the asking price. A top-shelf bottle of juice would make for a fine trade, I'd say. By the way, you know there's a method for identifying contraband souls. Your regulator logs would tell the tale. Don't want to let us check him? Be my guest. I took a gander in the cabinet where the bottle was stored, and the lock showed obvious signs of tampering. Electro-picking tools are awful hard to handle, aren't they? Most amateurs get singed, but you've got scorch marks all over your mitts. Give it up, kid. We've got you dead to rights. After they suspended soul provisions, I couldn't stop worrying about the future. It was a moment of weakness. Save it for the authorities. Take him away, boys. Yeah, hi, Camille. Sorry, I forgot to hit, start when I started the stream. So unfortunately, you guys missed out on me doing the Hatching Tide event. But hey, you've got the main stuff. You've got Hildibrand, and you've got, everything else that we're gonna be doing on stream tonight. So, huzzah! Yeah, I love getting into character for narration and stuff. Also, this is a good way to practice for, like, if I ever do a reading of my work after I get published. But yeah. My voice is gonna be so wrecked after this quest, but it's fine. Well, no, it's only one of quests tonight, so yeah. But either way, that was Inspector Hildibrand, wasn't it? Oh, Ash, hi! Thank you for the hydrate. And the posture check and the stretchies. Everybody else, make sure you're hydrating. Check that posture. Give yourself a little stretch. Also, Ash, Hildibrand spoodlers, if you care about that. That was Inspector Hildibrand, wasn't it? He didn't look very gentlemanly. Whatever that means. He must still be in shock after the starship's crash landing. A healthy dose of Nashu's delights will put him to rights. Nashu, no! Maybe not in such a populated area. I suppose that would be the responsible course of action. Come on! We should hurry along before we lose sight of his ungentlemanly Hildibrand. Or of this ungentlemanly Hildibrand. You're big tired? I mean, same. Oh, but I have good news! Now that I know there are people who are watching stream, okay, so this morning, Luca had his ultrasound. Follow-up for when he had the cancer thing. Today was his most recent follow-up appointment. I was all anxious for like the last week because of it. Because I was like, oh man, on one hand, he seems to be eating, his energy seems to be fine, but is he getting thinner? No active signs of cancer. He looks good. They don't want to see him for another 4 months. Also, apparently he's gained weight. So I was, in fact, just being neurotic and catastrophizing. My baby boy is doing good. For anybody watching who doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about, my cat Luca got diagnosed with cancer last summer, and his last chemo appointment was in November, and today he had a follow-up, and yeah, he's doing really good. And then I brought him home, and I gave him food, and scritches, and snuggles, and I will continue to give him those things. So yeah. Anyway, let's talk to... Wait, hang on. Oh my god, he is up here. I can, in fact, go and... Can I interact with him, or is he just standing here? Incredible. I love the Dawn Trail Hildibrand quests so much. They're so funny. They're so... Like, this is my kind of humor. Earlier in Hildibrand installments, not my thing, necessarily. But he walked that away. Or was it more of a mosey? Every single frame of these quests is art. Thank you, Camille. I definitely will. Inspector, you look different. He looks like the inspector, but he's a touch old and mopey. Well, like 30 years passed in the dome. 30 years passed inside the dome? Then if Inspector Hildibrand was here when it happened, then that would put him in his 50s. That does in fact, if the lore book didn't say, that does in fact confirm that he... Wait, Hildibrand was in his 20s? Huh. Interesting. Okay. Does the lore book say? Hang on, I'm getting distracted. Let's see here. Is he in the lore book? Does he get mentioned at all? Oh, Agents of Inquiry. Here we go. But oh, this is just their client's inquiry. So then where's the actual Agents of Inquiry? Is it earlier in the book? These are Stormblood NPCs. Disciple of War and Magic people. Faces of Journeys Past. Oh, what? Huh? Ash! Thank you for the 1,000 bits. Final Fantasy XIV has 3 lore books called, the Encyclopedia Eorzea. And I have all 3 of them. I could also just look on the wiki, probably. Because a lot of that stuff has ended up on the wiki. But is there not a thing on here about... Maybe it's earlier in the book, because... No. Oh, I'm looking at the second book! I'm stupid. Hang on. No wonder things didn't seem right. I was looking at volume 2. Okay, volume 1. But yeah, the first Encyclopedia Eorzea came out during Heavensward. Here we go. Hildibrand Heliodor Maximilian Manderville. Born to a wealthy Uldon house, Hildibrand balked at the idea of inheriting the family trade, instead choosing to leave his home and travel the realm as a self-entitled agent of inquiry inspector extraordinaire. The Highlander has captured many criminals and saved more lives, though whether this was due to or in spite of his reasoning and God's given wit is a matter of no small debate. To thwart the destruction of Eorzea, he embarked on a mission to the very heavens, where he came perilously close to the Red Moon. It was at this time it is believed he was ensnared in some manner of elegant device, designed to keep its thralls in stasis. Hildibrand was effectively frozen in time until his return to the living 5 years later. Many of his companions believed him dead, going as far as providing him with a burial fitting one of his status. The time spent in stasis seemingly had no effect on the gentleman inspector's age, and he maintains the vim and vigor of a man of 18 summers despite having seen 20 and 3. His favorite food, incidentally, is truffles a la Manderville. Okay, so he was 18 and 1.0. He is, as of Aroma Born, 23. By Dawn Trail, who knows? I don't remember off the top of my head how much the lore books are. I'm pretty sure you can get them from Barnes & Noble these days, though, which is cool. I know a bunch of the art books are available through Barnes & Noble. I got the cookbooks through Barnes & Noble, or at least the second one from there. 14-related merch has become, or at least the book-related merch has become way more accessible, which is really cool. Anyway, now that I'm done being distracted. He must have been living here so long that he's forgotten everything about his previous life. Luckily, I have just the thing to jog his memory. Nashu, no! Think I wouldn't notice such an obvious tale? I don't know what your game is, but bombs ain't toys. Best put 'em away before you hurt someone. Or yourself. Like me, I see neither of you are sportin' regulators, so I suggest you be more careful with the only lives you've got. Sir, don't you remember us? You're Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, gentleman inspector extraordinaire. I've been called a lot of things, but nothing so insulting as a gentleman. I'm a weathered old fool with too many debts and regrets. Detective Hard-boiled. Very impressive. But even with that name and those odd clothes, you might as well be the inspector's older, more wrinkled twin. Hate to break it to you, but you're barking up the wrong tree. Wait, shit, I have to recalibrate his voice because this is and isn't Hildibrand, and so I still need... Well, I guess if it's been run through a cheese grater enough times. Nashu? Why do you have alchemy gear out? Why did you need alchemy gear to make an egg? You seem awfully fond of these hard-boiled eggs. Here, this one's on me. Thanks, Dollface. You're a peach. Nashu, no! Don't cheer and celebrate. So cool! Ooh, that's one way to cure a hangover. You got me good. Maybe we really do have the wrong person. That indestructibility is awfully Manderville-like, though. I mean, we are in another reflection, technically. It might be someone who shares the same soul as Hildibrand. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I can see that you're not who I thought you were, and that we need to keep searching. A missing person, is it? If that's the rub, you can leave the sleuthing to me. Oh, we could really use your help. By the sounds of things, this fellow looks a lot like me. What did you say his name was? Hildibrand? I'll find him, don't you worry. I can feel a hunch coming on already. Are we sure that isn't the inspector? Like 50%. I'd like to rush off and do some investigative work on my own, but the city still has my head spinning. I think I'll wait and see if this Detective Hardboiled is as good as he seems. Meanwhile, you should get back to whatever it is that famous adventurers do when they're not embroiled in one of our fantastical cases. When I'm not embroiled in one of your fantastical cases, Nashu, I'm embroiled in world-ending events. So, you know. The dame had me looking for a needle in a neon-lit haystack, a city with an allergy to sleep. This twin of mine had well and truly lost himself. The trail was colder than an ice at the bottom of my glass. But I could smell it in the air, like the cloying stench of cheap perfume. A conspiracy. Stay tuned for further episodes of Detective Hardboiled. The question is, why did they make Nashu the femme fatale here? The inspector has finally set foot upon the Dawn Trail. Get ready for an inconceivably further Hildibrand adventures. Who knows what this case will be this time? Or who knows what his case will be this time? When it happens, whatever happens, you'll be there on the scene. So good. To be continued next week. Alright. And now, for something very rare for these streams. Me doing content I haven't done on my main yet. We're gonna do... Oh, wait, no. Not... No. Wait. First, we're gonna head over to Old Charlian. For a little quickie. Because in 7.1, they added an epilogue to the Pandemonium quests. And we should get that done. The affable researcher is trying to get your attention. Oh, you must be Shizune. Why, you look exactly as Professor Claudian described. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I'm the professor's new assistant, you see. His stories of your foray into the Pandemonium have been an endless well of knowledge and entertainment. In fact, there is a small matter that has arisen with regard to the facility that he wishes to discuss with you. Thus, thus my seeking you out. He asks that you stop by Aporia at your earliest convenience. Okay. Let's head over to Aporia. Hi, guys. It's been, what, a couple months? Shizune, you are ever a sight for sore eyes. I trust you've been well since last we spoke. More or less. Good, good. Now, as much as I'd like to reminisce, it will serve us both better if I cut to the quick. I asked you here to discuss a matter concerning Erchthonios, who I'm sure you remember. I certainly do, for his memories reside within me still. Even so, or every so often, my mind's eye glimpses the grim spectacle of the final days, though there are also visions of a simpler time. In one, I saw a warder under siege by colleagues. They demanded to know why a tiny Arcthonios was running amok in the halls of Pandemonium. Upon hearing that the mammoth was created out of profound admiration, my past self gave only a rueful smile. Then Themis would have been a far superior choice of subject. Alas, I suppose you've never seen the man. An inadvertently revealing deflection, we believe. As Themis' duties as emissary kept him away from Pandemonium, Erchthonios doubtless grew to miss his dear friend. And we know that what Themis looked like. So we thought, why not make a mammoth here and send it as a gift? We employed a local artisan to take care of the first step. The resulting work is masterful indeed. Look at the little guy! Since you're the only one among us who can return to Pandemonium, might I ask you to deliver this to Erchthonios? You don't think he'd want a doll that looks like me, too? The discretionary portion of our funding only extends so far, alas. Though he very well might. As I've recalled more of his memories, I've noticed that he has seldom expressed his own desires. Perhaps it was an unspoken rule in the society of the ancients. Nonetheless, I would very much like to do something for him. A small kindness is the least we owe him. I imagine you can still reach Pandemonium from the Neus in Elpis. Once there, the keywords will surely assist you in tracking him down. Yeah, sure. Come on, little fella. Let's take you to your new home. Given the peaceful state of Pandemonium at present, past, I see no reason that the keyword wouldn't allow you a moment of Erchthonios' time. Oh, I didn't realize I could talk to him about stuff. Hang on, that's interesting. Wait. What do you know of Athena and her connection to Arasite? Ah, that topic has been keeping us quite busy of late. Nemgigi and Uricino have been a great help in making sense of all these fabulous tales. I shall call them at once so we can share our findings thus far. Oh, I need to talk to more random NPCs. Our research into the heart of Sabik has led us through many magnificent legends and tales from bygone civilizations, some of which mention, or at least hint at, the presences of Athena, Arasite, and the High Seraph, Ultima. While we have formed an operating theory based on our findings, it is impossible for us to confirm its feasibility. Given your experience with the High Seraph, however, I can think of no one better with whom to discuss it. Go on? Although we know not the precise timing of the High Seraph's visit to the star, we do know that Athena somehow came into possession of a mysterious crystal said to be the source of the destructive magic known as Ultima. According to La Habrea, it was Athena who gave this crystal the name of Arasite, and from her tireless research was born the Heart of Sabik. The Heart of Sabik contained not only Athena's memories, but a concentration of ether unlike anything we have observed. Even a small portion of it could level mountains. It did, in fact, level Castor Meridianum not so long ago. Records of your previous encounter with La Habrea imply that the heart was, for a time, in the hands of the Allegan Empire. Doubtless, it was the Ascian himself who gifted it to them, thus sowing the seeds of calamity. The Allegans made little progress toward penetrating its mysteries, but some scholars attribute the fact that they were able to use it at all to theoretical encounters between Alleg's researchers and the High Seraph. Regardless of its journey, however, we do know that the heart of Sabik returned to La Habrea's clutches soon after the fourth umbral calamity. The rest hardly bears going over again. Tracing the legends of Arasite back to their source suggests that the High Seraph may be the cause of countless tragedies, including our most recent one. Regardless of the Arasite's source, however, it was Athena's bottomless ambition that set the wheels of tragedy in motion. I found one of La Habrea's remarks most odd. While we were discussing Athena, he said that he was a fool to think she could be confined. He didn't elaborate on the statement, but I think there's a possibility that Pandemonium was built not as a prison for failed creations, but to contain his very own wife. We already know he was well aware of the influence Arasite had on Athena. It is not beyond the realm of possibility that Pandemonium's true purpose was to keep her isolated from the other ancients. Even so, she had freedom enough to continue her research outside of La Habrea's purview. Perhaps it was his love for her that kept him from tightening his grip on her activities. Interesting. I'm still really confused on what the High Seraph is. Was the High Seraph, like, did it predate Athena? Was it a primal based off of Athena? Something else? I'll ask him about his research later. Let's go to Elpis and deliver this minion. My blue card. And here we go. I still love the aesthetics of this place. It's so cool. Hey, Hegemony. Are you returned to us so soon, Shizune? Not as amiss, I hope. Not at all. I'm here to visit Ericthonios. And this gift is for Ericthonios, you say? A man much in demand of late. People expect great things of him now, greater than he's prepared for, by his estimation. Thus is he at this very moment studying at the words of La Habrea. Under his father's tutelage, he hopes to gain further mastery over the creations here, that he might one day become Keyword himself. Although Master La Habrea's harsh methods have more than once driven him to the verge of surrender, his determination to prove himself always drags him back from the brink. That sounds like Ericthonios, alright. Indeed. And while I'm certain he would enjoy seeing you, I wonder if he would rather the reunion occur after he has come into his own. That said, I understand why you wish to be there when he sees your little Themis simulacrum. Would that I could witness his reaction myself. Keyword hegemony. We've received word from Ericthonios. He says he'll soon be returning. His message is well received. Yes, I see in this a tidy solution. When he arrives, can you tell him to attend to me here? Say that there is something I would show him. I want you to choose a suitably dark place from which to eavesdrop on our conversation. When the moment is right, send the poppet this way. Thus shall we both be privy to his reaction, even as you remain undetected. While such subterfuge would usually fall outside my duties as keyword, rest assured I am happy to help. He shouldn't notice you if you hide behind the threshold yonder. Keep the tiny Themis close at hand. I trust you will choose the right moment to send it out. I see that Master La Habrea has not softened. You've done well to endure his methods. Sometimes I feel he's become even more difficult. Were I not recently made privy to his true nature, I would have abandoned hope within moments. Such is his way of nurturing your talents, I suppose. I know. He still aggravates me, but I have come to see that even our quarrels are a means to know him better, as a father and one of the 14 both. Ah, yes. I called you here because I had something to show you. Oh, that's my cue. Go on, little guy. Themis, why are you so small? Ah. Another poppet, I see. But who managed to render such a striking likeness? They asked me not to divulge their identity. I can say only that they have your best interests at heart. How curious. And to think such a gift would arrive so soon after I met with the man himself. I happened to run into him at the Words of La Habrea. It was my first time speaking with him in his capacity as a Litibus, but he was friendly as ever. He told me of yet more beloved plants from the House of Helmerut, which had escaped and taken root in a region designed for lawgrowth creations, making proper assessment quite impossible. Themis was called upon to judge whether to switch testing grounds for convenience or uproot the unwelcome creations. So soon after returning from Pandemonium, he said he finds such minor squabbles a welcome change. And of course, we spoke of Shizune. Naturally. Perhaps we can ask your admirer to make a likeness of her as well? As much as I would like that, I don't believe it would suit her. Unlike Themis and I, Shizune isn't bound to her own small domain. I think she rather belongs to the entire star. To keep her, or even an imitation, confined here would feel wrong. Shizune and Themis are both dear friends, and I need no tangible proof to be certain of our bond. Though I admit that it will be nice to have a reminder of at least one of them around. I'm glad to hear it. Now, I believe you have duties to return to. If you wouldn't mind fetching those reports from Peripetia on the new creation sent from Elpis. Gladly, keyword hegemony. And little Themis here will come with me. That turned out well, wouldn't you say? Erchthonios has a new companion, and you were able to witness his joy at meeting him. Each and every warder here owes you a great debt. I hope that charming charade helped repay mine in some small way. I must attend to my own work, but I wish you all the best. Whether or not we meet again, fare thee well, Shizune. We almost certainly won't, and I am so sorry. Unless they ever wanted to be really funny and have it turn out that Claudian's little Lalafell assistant is a fragment of hegemony. Yeah, an MGG. Unless they wanted to say that, oh yeah, she is totally actually hegemony here to continue supporting Erchthonios even through reincarnations. Are you here, Shizune? Or there you are, Shizune. Why did I read that wrong? There you are, Shizune. Judging by the grin on your face, I trust the mammoth is safely in Erchthonios' hands. Yep, he seems to be doing well. I knew we could count on you. May that doll provide him some small reprieve from the stresses of his station. Speaking of which, I know you had to pull yourself from your own adventures to take care of this little errand, so I don't intend to let you go unrewarded. That's why we commissioned 2 mammoths from the start. I dare say Themis will be delighted to travel a whole new era by your side. The end. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and use these. Oh. Right. I also have some consumable glasses I need to use. There we go. Alright, and now to Tuliolol. For quests I haven't done on my main yet. This will be fun. I ended up prioritizing doing the Hatching Tide event on my main last night. So, yeah, I got tired and didn't get around to doing this quest. While trying to do catch up. Alright, let's see how this goes. Hi, Raw Majun. Ralamajun has new tidings about an old adversary. Shizune, so good to see you. I was hoping you would pay us a visit. The Landsguard received word from the various nations you visited in your search for the treasures, and requested that we inform you of the latest tidings. They also send their earnest gratitude for your efforts. It seems each of the 5 criminals has been brought into custody, although some had to be tracked down after you trounced them. They now await the judgment of the governments they wronged. I thought all was well until I overheard some customers saying that the Passage of the Unbound had new leaders. I mean, the main lady still never got caught, so that makes sense. The shop was so busy that I couldn't find a chance to speak with them before they left, but I felt compelled to report what I heard to the Landsguard. It was a sobering reminder that as long as their leader, Apyahi, is free, she can rebuild and scheme again. You must have heard about the organization's workings during your search, or during your search. Do you remember anything that might help us find out what she's up to? Each of the leaders was carefully selected from different regions. Apyahi orchestrated everything for some greater purpose. Their funds were coming from Virazon. Honestly, it was all a haze. Each of her leaders was carefully selected from different regions. I see. So there was a method to her recruitment. It stands to reason she might rely on it again. The Landsguard also managed to dig up information. One of those apprehended said the Passage of the Unbound received their funds from a shady mercantile outfit located in Ulda. I have an idea. If Apyahi really is recruiting new members, we could feign interest in her cause and get her to get close to her. Would we be able to get away with that? You might be onto something. You even know a woman she's never had the pleasure of meeting. Shizune. Me? I know we were asking a lot from you, but any information you extract from Apyahi and her new cohorts could prevent further incidents. What do you say? Desperate times, I suppose? We're very grateful. A small warning, however. We know 5 treasures were stolen, but there could be more. Whatever you do, don't treat Apyahi lightly. I didn't plan to! I suggest finding out what power she has at her disposal and what her goals are before making your move. Which reminds me, those you aided are most eager to see Apyahi apprehended. We'll tell them you're hot on her trail, or on her tail. For now, why don't you travel to Ulda and ask around? Perhaps your quarry has already tried to recruit the disillusioned into her ranks. I mean, I'm assuming Alchemist Chick and, Mammoth Boy were from Ulda, because he was a goldsmith. Welcome! I know you may have reservations about our plan to infiltrate the Passage of the Unbound, but I promise you, your actions could save countless lives. Sure. Why are more of these things not housing items? I know you're a busy woman. Rest assured, once this Passage of the Unbound business is dealt with, there'll be a full plate of my finest tacos with your name on it. There better be. Alright, so Ulda, I guess. Is this gonna, like, take us to areas that the original quest didn't? So, like, Ulda, Gridania, Garlemald. Charlian. Maybe. I don't know the name Apyahi, but I do know of a strange man. Each day he stands aloof, staring at passers-by with these dead eyes. Last I saw him, he was near the market board. Oh, it makes my stomach churn just to imagine he might still be there. I'm sure he's still at the market boards now, scaring people away with that unsettling gaze. Maybe he's going through something and you're being judgmental. Maybe he just needs a friend. Oh, since when was there a materia melder NPC by the market board? That's interesting. Villains who wish to topple the nations of the world? I'm afraid I haven't heard of such a group, but there are no shortage of complaints about the Sultanate. Most common are gripes about market fees. To hear the merchants tell it, every one of them is a single bad bargain away from an empty coin purse. I can't say they'd go so far as treason, though. If such an organization does exist, then their leader must bear a deep grudge indeed. Oh, hey, Lambert. I think I know you. Yeah? Yeah, you're the guy we usually talk to when there's something involving Alamegans involved. Shifty-eyed blokes? More shifty than usual, you mean? Well, just so happens a strange man tried to strike up a conversation with me not too long ago. Said he liked how eagerly I gave those bastards in the brass blades a piece of my mind. He invited me to a gathering of people who sought true freedom, as he put it. I didn't like the smell of it, hence you find me here. It seems a suspicious man has been recruiting disgruntled citizens for unknown purposes. Perhaps you can get his attention by showing how angry you are near the market boards. Wait. Has this guy always been here? Is this the guy they're talking about? I guess there's one way to find out. Angie! Imagine if they ever updated the game to make /Angie a command for the angry emote. That would be incredible. Square Enix, make it happen. Yoshi P, please. You there. Mind letting me bend your ear? I have horns, and they're already bent, and that feels like an aura microaggression, but... Okay, I guess. Okay, so that was the guy. What do you want? I sense in you a kindred spirit. One who's tired of being trampled on by the high and mighty. I think there's a place for you in our organization. The Passage of the Unbound. You might have heard tell of mysterious artifacts being used to incite unrest across the world. That was our doing. The oppressed finally striking back at the oppressors who win back the freedom they took from us. But we mean to aim even higher, and for that we need more good men and women to lead us. Women like you. Like me? As long as I get my own artifact, I'm in. Heh, I like your gusto. Mayhap you have what it takes. Mayhap you don't. Either way, you'll find, or you'll have to pass the audition first. You want to set that table, or you want a seat at the table? Prove you're worth our while. One of our own is standing by at the Gold Court. Show him this handbill, and he'll lead you to where you need to go. Alright. So, we know there's an ad break coming up. So I'm gonna start walking. I'm not gonna continue the quest until after the ads end. And then we will continue. By the Gold Court, but this way? Oh, I see. All right. So yeah, we will continue after the ad break. Everybody go get your stretchies in. Go refill any water that you need to refill. Or whatever your hydration juice of choice is. Go hug your pets. Tell your loved ones you love them. Go get some food, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alright, we're back. So, what's up with you? What do you want? Audition handbill. A handbill written in a simple font which reads, "Are you frustrated with your lot in life? Tired of feeling the boot ever on your neck? Then join us and win back your freedom. We invite both seasoned villains and fledgling reprobates to attend our audition." Uh-huh. Here you go. So you wish to lead others upon the passage, eh? You're welcome to try. But fair warning, this may be the hardest trial you've ever had to endure. Are your loins properly girded? I guess? That enthusiasm will take you far. Now then, follow me. I don't know if I would have called that enthusiasm, but okay. The audition will be held in this room. Even those with the blackest hearts have balked at what we put our potential leaders through. So I'll be listening to your progress with great interest. Okay. Hello? Enter. Can you hear it? The cry of a child too young to know fear. Can you see it? A black bird in flight, its wings staining the azure skies. Can you feel it? The shape of the world as it should be, molded by hands free of fetters. The passage to a new morrow lies before you. The passage of the unbound. And with that, let us begin the audition for our new round of leaders. May the selection committee please take their seats. Okay. That looks delicious. Can I have some? You look disappointed somehow. I understand. You expected to meet our founder. My apologies, but you'll need to prove yourself ere you are granted such an audience. Now, tell us your name. It's a mystery. Well done. The passage of the unbound works in the shadows, and our true names must remain hidden until their revelation can have the most dramatic impact. On to the next question. Why do you wish to join us? I want to change the world. I was impressed by your previous leaders. My friend joined up, so I thought, why not? I was impressed by your previous leaders. Spoken like someone whose only ambition is to serve. We require hearts bold enough to remake our organization from in their own image. Oops. Enough about your ambitions. What can you do? I can shoot an arrow real good. No one can... I can take on anyone or anything in a fight. No one can craft and gather like me. I'm a devil at Doman Mahjong. I can take on anyone or anything in a fight. Anyone can fight. Do you know we're trying to topple nations, or you do know we're trying to topple nations here, don't you? You don't need someone with muscles. Or we don't need someone with muscles. We need someone who can grasp the reins of leadership and lead us to victory. I don't see how any of those other two answers would have helped me then. That's enough questions for now, methinks. Let's see if this one has the guts to stand against an entire nation. I mean, I've done it before. This traitorous cur sold us out to our enemies. Chop off his head for us, will you? Oh, what's wrong? Having second thoughts. Oh. I have a thought. Oh man, a part of me wants to take the weapon just so that they don't have it. Another part of me wants to refuse the order just to prove that, like, I don't just blindly follow orders and make my own decisions. I'm gonna refuse the order. Don't turn your back on the person with the knife! What is wrong with you? Hang on! So you saw through our little ruse. How insightful. Called it. You played the traitor most convincingly, my boy. And now you may leave. Let's see. Oh, yes. Your final task. Strike a pose that captures your essence. Go! I capture your beauty, capture your strength. Do a little dance! For the stream. Do a little dance. Oh my, such confidence, such grace. They quite literally emanate from you. So am I in? I believe we're ready to make our decision. You truly are singular among the other applicants. We can confidently say you've passed the first audition. Even hard-boiled Chaltefeet nearly cracked under the pressure of our inquiries, but you remained composed throughout. Congratulations on your impressive feat. Thanks. Our agent awaits without to guide you on to the next step. Hi, Flame. Let me get that stretch in. The quests have been nice. I actually haven't done these quests before, even on my main, so this has been interesting. Quite the selection of candidates this time. If you feel you've pulled the wool over our eyes, good. That just shows your capacity for villainy. Be proud of it. I can see in your eyes that you've been through more than I can imagine. Hold on to your anger and use it to bring the tyrannical rulers down to earth. Okay. Now, very important tests. Are these wheelchairs? They are. I want to play plate of donuts as a housing item. That isn't the Starlight Donuts. And bowl of cookies? That's cute. Oh, those flowers are pretty. Give us all of this stuff as housing items. All this stuff that isn't already a housing item. Give it to me. Give me all of these food items that aren't already housing items as food items. Give me all of the books. Give me these neat little lamps. Scrolls. I think this technically might be a housing item? I don't remember. I know this is a housing item. But give me all of the things! The assets already exist! Once you leave the Hall of the Unbound, you will be unable to return. Yep. I think I got my fill. You thought we'd welcome you into the fold after a single audition? I'll have you know, our standards are higher than that. By the way, if you had failed back there, I'd be guiding you to combat training right now. Can never have too much fodder for the cause, after all. Not many have been where you're going. But don't celebrate just yet. The hardest part is still to come. The Unbound agent is ready to share your next destination. You must endure one final test, and seeing as how important it is, our founder will be conducting it herself. She was here a moment ago, but something compelled her to leave for the Saigoli Desert. Always has she followed the slightest whim. Show some initiative and find her among those massive dunes. Don't be intimidated. If you're truly meant to lead us, fate arranged this meeting long ago. I don't know why she went to the Saigoli Desert, but such is the way with her. If you are to undertake the test, you must seek her out. Alright, so Forgotten Springs. Here we go. I just realized I've never turned the volume back up. Oh well. Too late now. Sorry if the game seemed a little quiet tonight, guys. You. What's the little mushroom guy? Hold on. What? What's going on? What's that? Where did you steal that from? Oh, that's a big boy. Stop. Shake. Spin. Now come. Ma'am, that's not, this isn't that kind of game. Oh, you meant like that. Good boy. Good boy. It works as well as I remembered. No beast is too great for the artifact's influence. What are you doing here? Do you fancy strolls amongst nondescript sand dunes? I wouldn't call these that nondescript. Or is this not a chance encounter? I was told I could find you here. I wish to join your organization. Is that so? My underlings see potential in you? Ah. Well then, let us proceed straight to introductions. Remember my name. Abyahi! Oh god, she's a chuny. If you wish to be one of my chosen leaders, there is but one requirement. Boundless charisma. Extraordinary strength and unparalleled intellect mean nothing if you lack charm. No one will follow a bore. Yet when spoken with the right tenor, even wicked words can resonate with small folk and rouse them to action. They'll likely throw themselves into the thick of battle for a cause they believe in. Our cause. I did well in informing my first cadre of leaders. Their absolute devotion to indulging in their own desires moved even me to tears. For all their faults, I still wholeheartedly believe they were worthy of wielding the artifacts. Make me believe the same about you, and I shall gladly take you under my wing. Sure. I guess. What do you want me to do? Also, let me adjust a thing real quick. There we go. Well, now's your chance to impress me. Tell me, what do you wish to gain by overthrowing the nations of the world? Ooh, Shizune's seeking out fame and fortune, so which of these? I guess I'll go with fame. Yeah, fame. I knew it the moment I laid eyes upon you. You have the look of one whose soul is fed by the adoration of others. Such an appetite is required for any who would embrace villainy. As for me, I only want one thing: freedom. My village prospered amid nature unrestrained, while those in it were bound by the rules of society. Our roles were determined at birth. Our rules were determined at birth. Some would hunt, some would weave, but none were allowed to follow their hearts. Obedience meant a life without hardship, yes, but I couldn't suffer the tasks I was burdened with. So in defiance of those stifling customs, I went into the forest to hunt, and returned to my village with a prey mightier than any that had been caught before. For this, I was rewarded with exile. Yet my banishment was a blessing in disguise, for it helped me realize I could survive, I could thrive, unbound by rules. I also understood that many like-minded souls yet suffered under the subjugation of state. I resolved to become an example they could follow, to build the passage that would guide them to freedom. You know, there is a happy medium between living in an over-restrictive society and absolute chaos. But enough about myself. Here's something I wish to see. Follow me, but be wary of the beasts that infest these sands. I am very familiar with the beasts that infest these sands, actually. Also, I didn't realize I could rotate my camera. Whoops. But yeah, I don't have anything to worry about here. It's fine. Hello, cute little lizards. As I said, beasts abound in these parts. I could kill them myself, but this presents an opportunity. Let us commence the practical exam. Defeat these creatures by whatever means are at your disposal. I mean, these are just normal-ass sandrakes. This is nothing. I have one of these as a mount. Easy peasy. Okay, what next? That was a fine show of strength. Fine enough to impress the meek into following you, I dare say. Very good. Now follow me. We are not far now. I mean, I am a famous adventurer. People do know me. They do follow me into battle, for better or worse. I usually prefer to use that influence to spread a message of hope and perseverance, but here we are. Here? I've heard the stars are breathtaking from this vantage. In Ul'dah, they would charge you to view the sky from a place like this. As if there weren't enough hands grasping at our coin purses. Let us wait a while and see if the stories are true. About the stars or people charging to see them? Indeed. It is every bit as beautiful as they say. It was a worthwhile trek, wouldn't you agree? The light from those stars traveled all the way from the edge of the firmament, obstructed by nothing on its journey, free. I believe people have the same capacity, each of us a star unto ourselves, the light of our lives illuminating the farthest reaches of the heavens. I mean, you're not wrong. Yes. You've passed, by the way. I knew I wanted you to be wanted you with me soon after our first meeting. Friends and allies gravitate towards you, don't they? I can tell. And so, to honor your induction into my inner circle, I shall award you with an artifact of power unequaled. Is what I would like to say. Unfortunately, my stock of magical objects has been much depleted of late, as of late. Aww. Are you truly so crestfallen? I suppose I cannot fault you for staying true to your ambitions. The artifacts wielded by the previous cadre were purloined from across the continent of Tyrol, where they were enshrined as objects of great power. Alas, we had greater need of them. Mine, however, came into my possession long before that. After I was exiled, I traveled the world to seek a place that was truly free. Disillusioned by every nation I set foot in, I eventually crossed the ocean to Tyrol. Oh, you're not Tyroli. You're probably from, like, the jungle. Oh, this makes a lot more sense then. I mean, not really, but, like, knowing the cultural differences between, Viera and, oh, I forgot what they're called. Hang on. Basically, knowing the difference between the Viera from, like, the Dalmasca region and the Viera from Tyrol, that makes sense. Okay. That also explains the leggings being very, like, the Fran leggings. In the remote outskirts of Shock Tyrol, I came across ancient and forgotten ruins. And within, I encountered the spirit of a Yaqui who called himself the Wise One. I asked the wise one where I might find freedom, and he told me this story. Ahem. When I yet lived, my people ventured into Shaktaral. But before we could settle there, a terrible sickness struck, and one by one, many lost their lives. I sought a way to conquer this affliction, crafting an instrument that could harness the powers of mighty beasts. Thus was the first treasure created. Alas, I was too late to save my brethren. Yet I knew I could save others from our fate, and so I traveled across the land, bestowing the treasures upon struggling tribes. I wish to create a place where people bereft of a home can live as they wish. Such a treasure could help me realize this dream. Your conviction is plain to see, that is true. 5 treasures have I bequeathed, but there is one which remains sealed away. Its power is far too dangerous. My conviction means I can wield it responsibly. I beg you, bestow the treasure upon me. My words must have swayed him, because the spirit's final act was to honor me with the relic before disappearing. I will use the power entrusted to me to shatter the rules that stifle us. That is why I created the Passage of the Unbound. And now you are one of its leaders. Stand by my side, and together we shall release the people of the world from their chains. Sir? Ma'am, it seems like you have a good heart, but do you know what your previous leaders were doing to people? I did not initially intend to spend so much time in these wastes. Do ensure that you master that pose I showed you. Although I've only recently invented it, I expect every member to be capable of striking it at a moment's notice. With that, I cordially welcome you to the Passage of the Unbound. Yay! I'm never using that emote unless a quest forces me. I have learned the emote pose of the Unbound. Uh-huh. You can sense a plot forming behind Apyahi's mischievous eyes. Now that the night sky has energized us, it is time to take action. Our goal is no less than to see every nation of the world crumble. Yet we must start somewhere. I was struck by how much had changed during my most recent visit to Tyrol, when I gathered the first group of my chosen leaders. At the time I encountered the Wise One, no ruler had united the continent under one banner. Uncertainty was in the air, but so was the scent of freedom. I had never seen a place quite like it. So much did it intrigue me, in fact, that I adopted a Chitona name for myself. Chitona, that was the word. Vieira versus Chitona. Yet now that same freedom that I found so appealing is bound by the restrictions of state, and each day that passes, those binds grow tighter. That is why our first course of action shall be to return Tyrol to what it once was, to liberate it from the tyranny of Tuliolo. While my previous leaders were avatars of self-indulgence, they never quite grasped the concept of overthrowing a nation. It falls to us to set a precedent for the future leaders to follow. Go to Tyrol and get the lay of the land. Venture to Husatawi in Shaloni, and rendezvous with my enforcers at the local tavern. You may await further orders there. Apyahi's scheme has been laid bare. You should bring this information to Rol Majun and Tuliolo. Yep. Like, yes, freedom good, but freedom at the expense of others? Not good. Shizune, you have returned. Were you able to track down Apyahi? I sure was. I'm in. I see. Her methods for testing the mettle of her would-be leaders are as unique as the candidates themselves. Yet learning that her next target is Tuliolo only makes this sinking feeling in my stomach worse. This revelation doesn't come as a complete surprise, you see. We've heard whispers of a plot against the city, and have been aiding the Landsguard with investigating leads. While you were abroad, some familiar faces showed up to lend a hand. Oh, speak of the Verdral. Hi, you guys! Is there going to be 4 of you or 8 of you? I'm sorry, 8 or 5 or 10, I should say. I forgot there were 5 of them. But, alright. When Brooke Evu sent word you meant to pursue Apyahi, we were eager to join the hunt. Yet right as we were arranging a ship to cross the ocean, we spied a suspicious group disembarking at the port, and decided we might better aid you by tracking their movements. They claimed to be looking for work and obtained permission to travel to Shaloni. Yet upon arriving, they went to work of a different sort, asking anyone they could find about Tuliolo and the inner workings of its government and defenses. When not bothering the people of Shaloni, they loaf about in Husatawi. The master of the tavern there said the group spend long hours talking to other patrons, rarely ordering a thing, and going on about some plan. Clearly, they are the enforcers Apyahi mentioned. We need to find out what they're planning and how Apyahi's treasure fits into the picture. Then we can figure out how to stop them. Let's split up. If these enforcers are as talkative as they seem, I'm sure it won't be hard to eavesdrop. Let me help too. I have an idea that might make things easier. But it requires Shizune to aid us. I hope you can oblige. Then it's settled. Loshkana, Tepike, and I will work to uncover the nature of Apyahi's treasure. These link pearls should make it easier to communicate. I bought them from a foreign sailor. I knew they'd come in handy sooner rather than later. Alright. Once we've discovered something, we'll meet you at the Aetheryte Plaza in Husatawi. So what's the plan, Stan? Now then, follow me and I'll tell you about this idea of mine. Welcome! If there are any details you'd like to confirm about the... Oh. Does she just say that all the time in general? I see. I thought that was quest-related. Do you have anything new to say, Brukavu? Nope. What clever plan does she have in store? I have something that will make our job a lot easier. The Dreamweave cocoon. The village elder understood how much it means to me to bring the unbound to justice for their crimes, and entrusted me to do so once and for all. You've met this Apyahi in the flesh, yes? That means you can use the cocoon to imitate her. It can do that? Why, I was ready to use stealth and deception, but this will make getting the information we need much easier. My thinking exactly. But it will all be for nothing if Yapyahi reaches them before we do. So let's make our way to Husatawi at once. What was the point of me, like, becoming one of their leaders if I'm just gonna disguise myself as Apyahi in the end? Why can't I just be like, hey, Apyahi sent me. I'm one of you guys. What's up? Are we meeting in here? Also, are they gonna be here if I go... Oh, I see. Hi! Apyahi sent me. What's up? Who are you? A leader? Who's leader? You know what? I don't give a damn. Just get out of my sight. I see. Apyahi told me to meet up with them here, though, so, like, surely she should have sent word about me or given me something that I could use to identify myself. Where? Hang on, let me zoom in on the map a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I wonder. I realize there's stairs outside, but... Yep. You probably don't even need the treasure to fool Apyahi's underling. I've seen firsthand how skilled you are at the art of disguise. Oh, thank you. I took a peek inside and saw a few rough-looking types who didn't sound Turali gathered around one of the tables. Doubtless there are targets. There's no one fitting Apyahi's description, so she probably hasn't arrived yet. This is our chance. We can hear everything from out here, so we'll keep watch in case Apyahi makes an appearance. If she does, we'll call you on Link Pearl. Alright, Shizune. Take the Dreamweave cocoon in hand, and in your mind's eye envision that wicked woman. Oop. Hang on. My headset just died. One moment, one moment. There we go. Oh, wait. Let me make this a little more comfortable. There we go. So this is the face of our adversary. I don't see anything obviously wrong with the transformation, but if you want to try again, just close your eyes and imagine. We'll stand lookout here, so you can focus on doing your best impression of a villain. Greetings, boys. Oh, boss! Wait, you told us not to trust anyone, even yourself. If you are who I think you are, then do the pose. We've all got sore arms from practicing it so much. This pose. No one but you could strike that pose half as inspiring. We've been waiting, boss. Oh, is he okay? Now that you're here, that means it's time to mobilize, right? You remember what the plan is, right? Of course, boss. We each memorized a different part to make sure we don't forget it. We'll launch our attack from the gates of Tuliolol. Cerulean barrels will blow it to bits in a fantastic explosion. And Elleret's concoction will give us the strength to crush the Landsguard like ants. A simple plan for simple villains, don't you think? Keep pressing them for information, Shizune. Mm-hmm. And how will my artifact aid you? Will you be having? No, I'm good. Your finest libations to lift our spirits. Yeah, sure, I'll get the bad guys drunk. What? You're actually ordering something? You told us the freed don't have to spend coin just to sit at a table. It was just to get rid of him. Shizune, we see the real Apiahi approaching. We have to buy time. Keep the henchmen talking. I was just doing that to get rid of him. It's fine. You there, excuse me. I, wouldn't go in there. The drinks are more water than spirit. Is that so? You guys suck. Well, good thing I'm not thirsty. No, the food! There's no food either. They've sold every last dish. You guys are really bad at this. What? And they have the gall to remain open? Greed have run amok, indeed. Luckily, I wasn't planning on ordering anything. I'd rather die than become a, paying customer. Have you no shame? There was something else? I didn't think there was. You were supposed to shore up our numbers, right? You said that artifact of yours would give us an army. Well, did it? It can summon and control monsters, dumbass. Shizune, get out of there. She's coming. Oh, I was wondering if these guys blocking the door would cause a problem. Okay. Oh, you're already here? You move quickly. Well, that means we can get started all the sooner. Once Tuliolol succumbs to our wrath, together we shall celebrate the return of true liberty to Tyrol. Now, see to your preparations, and then join us upstairs. We strike when I give the order. Right, I'm gonna go see to my preparations. Uh-huh. She's even more devious than I imagined. I can scarcely wait to see her in shackles, but I know a hasty misstep can quickly lead to ruin. That was close. I don't know what would have happened if we were found out. We couldn't hear what what you were saying while we were trying to distract Apyahi. Did you get anything we can use? Yeah, something about an army. That's great. Tentoa and the others have just arrived themselves. Let's go meet them. The cocoon is safe with me. Good. I wonder how their search went. Also, hey, SE, can we get versions of, like, the NPC versions of this gear? Because the dungeon version has tails on it, which, like, was great for my Beastmaster glamour on my main, but, I would very much like this version that doesn't have the tail. Please and thank you. I heard you transformed into Apyahi herself. The varied powers of the treasures never cease to amaze. Well, we are somewhat unfamiliar with the world outside Shaktaral. We were able to gather some information which should be of use. I mean, we're in Shaktaral, so shouldn't you be in your element then? I heard you ran into Apyahi at the tavern. Tell us everything that happened. I see. Her plan is to strike at Tuliolal from the Shaloni side. Then we can focus our defenses there. You said her minions spoke of an army being summoned by her treasure? That matches with the story we heard. It was told to us by one of the Vipers. We hoped their expertise in tracking deadly beasts, such as the Tral Vidral, the very source of our treasure's powers, might, excuse me, might provide insight on the capabilities of hers. Apparently, they received reports that creatures across Tyrol were falling under the thrall of a Shatona woman. Even the most feral of beasts obeyed her like a docile lamb. I saw Apyahi command a massive worm. Well, we know how, or we now know what our enemy is capable of. I've heard that some animals hunt by hypnotizing their prey with sound, smell, or even magical energy. Perhaps the Tyrol Vidral, whose essence lies in her treasure, was one of those, but it's difficult to say which. Even so, we know Apyahi's plan and the threat we face. We can prepare for whatever she might throw at us. We'll cut off her advance at Zorgor the Boundless. It'll take everything we have to drive her back. But if we fight as one, neither of her nor her beasts will make a single step into Tyrol, or take a single step into Tyrol. I'll stay here for a while and keep an eye on things. If Apyahi makes a move, I'll contact you at once. Can you tell Ra Majun what we've learned? Sure, I'll get right on it. Okay, go talk to Guy. Here we go. Let me get on this way. Nope. You still saying the same thing. All right. Hi, Raul. She's bringing an army of beasts to our doors? There's so little time to prepare. And if the treasure can bend ferocious beasts to its will, we must consider the possibility it can be used on people, too. I'll bring this information to the Landsguard at once, that they may begin readying the city's defenses. I know neither you nor they will let a single citizen come to harm. This is it, Shizune. With any luck, Apyahi and her cronies will soon be languishing in cells. Oh, but in the meantime, we have an ad break coming up. So we will continue this on the other side of the ad. In the meantime, you guys know the drill. Go get your stretchies, get a snack, hug pets, etc., and I'll see you guys all on the other side of the ad break. I'm actually gonna even start it early so that we can. I just realized that was probably the 3-minute warning I got. But yeah, let's get ads out of the way so we can do this quest uninterrupted. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the other side of the ad break. All right, we're back. So let's finish this up. Raul Majun has a nervous look in her eyes. You said Tenatoa was keeping watch in Husatawi, right? I suppose no news is good news. Have we considered maybe they're attacking Tuliolol from both gates? Apyahi and her minions are preparing to depart. It's time. Everyone, we make our stand before the gates of Tuliolol. And here I was hoping that Apyahi would turn herself in. Why? She has no reason to. Well, I suppose she'll just have to be brought in by force. She might have that treasure, but she doesn't have our allies. And she certainly doesn't have you. Today we stop the Unbound, and tomorrow we'll welcome a dawn in Tuliolol free of their shadow. Welcome. Oh, right, you're still saying the same thing that you always say. I didn't mean to click on that. No, stop, shut up. There we go. Oh, I see. Okay. Hang on, let me get to the Ethernet. Yeah, here we go. I saw the Unbound leave Husatawi. They should be here any moment. I can't fight, but I have medicine at the ready. I'll help however I can. If our guess about the treasure's power is correct, this will not be an easy fight. My bow will aim true, I promise. Although the circumstances that brought us together were less than unfortunate, I am confident that in the end, we will be stronger for them. We won't allow the passage of the Unbound to wreak havoc on Tuliolol. Today, Apyahi and her ilk answer for their crimes. Okay, let's go. They're here. We knew you were coming, Apyahi. You and your gang of thugs won't be going any further. So, you've chosen to join the other sheep, have you? How disappointing. I offered you so much more than the life of a lapdog. I never intended to fight by your side. Of course you would say that. You are Eorzea's savior, after all. Oh, so you know who I am? I knew it from the moment I saw you. And I suppose now you're asking yourself why I was so forthcoming with my plans. I wanted you to see what we fight for. To realize the beauty of true freedom. And devote yourself to the pursuit of it as our ally. Alas. Your allies only follow you because the treasure has them in its thrall. No one would willingly follow such a reckless leader. Interesting. You think I have the power to command others against their will? Well, don't you? Oh, you are far more foolish than I believed. I would never rob anyone of their freedom. She's gone. Not gone. Here. Yeah, and how free is that beast you're controlling? Or any of the rest of them? Look! Beasts approach from the Tuliolan side! But how? We committed too heavily to this side, and now she strikes at our blind spot. We must open the gate. The path to a new tomorrow lies ever before us. We need only be brave enough to walk it. What are you guys doing? Leave this thought to us. You tend to the others. What's with the little mushroom guy? Okay, let me at him. Why are these things referred to as uncanny? And where did they come from? As I feared, my creatures cannot live up to the real thing. Oh, they're illusions. How about this? They're probably illusions, is what I'm guessing. She's okay. She's fine. Yeah, wait a minute. Why are there only 4 of us? We almost got it. Come on. Let's go. circle AoE limit break? Let's go. Oh, I see. Nice. But where are the other two? There. Ah, here we go. Also, very cool that we got to go on the bridge. I wish we could go in it or on it outside of this quest, but oh, I see. Yes. But please let me attack. Please, my pitch perfect. Oh, you fucker. What's the description of this buff? Shining encouragement, spurred on by Suitolja's heartfelt support. Brilliant conviction. Breaking limits is only a true warrior of light could. Ah. So once the usual thing. Alright, what is your deal? Oh, must you insist on being a thorn on my side? Very well. Then I shall plant the banner of evil upon the corpse of Eorzea's hero, and the meek shall flock to me. Make my fervent desire manifest. Grant me the power to seize undying freedom. Aw, it's adorable. I think. Should be safe. Yeah. Whoops. Hang on. Hang on. Everything is... oh, I'm okay. I think. Oh, is this not an active thing? Oh, my friends are here. Also, why does this keep... Let me... Guys, destroy before... my pitch perfect! I'm free! Who should I be focusing on? I guess... Oh, is she actually squishier? I wonder. know it won't do anything to her, but it would have been funny. I do focus this down first, and then we'll switch over to Yapi without the distraction of her pet. We almost got her. Yeah, we win. Grr, I'm not fit. That went too fast. There's a reason I don't read the text from the fights. Okay. Let's go. Nice. It broke. The little mushroom wasn't real. She just had it following around. No, I thought it was her little buddy or something. It seems I must admit defeat. Yet to know this, I do not believe the ideals for which I fought were misguided. Think back upon the leaders who came before you. Those 5 self-serving souls who dared to live as they pleased. Am I supposed to feel something about them? One of them tried to poison the waterways of an island. One of them nearly did not give a shit about the pain that they were causing. All of them didn't give a shit about the pain they were causing them. Each one the perfect image of liberty. Yet ultimate perfection cannot be achieved without ultimate power. And that is why we fought. Why we became villains. To tear down the world's nations and their stifling rules, so that the voiceless may speak again. What made you feel this way? Shizune has told you already, surely. Yet the exile that emboldened my hatred of meaningless restrictions also led to my awakening. I couldn't have known true freedom without it. And as I traveled the world, I noticed the same thing everywhere I went. That the many were bound by the few. You were just trying to replace those few with a different few! In Gridania, citizens are discouraged from joining hands with their neighbors. In Ulda, merchants craft laws to exert their control over others. Even in Limsa Lominsa, once lawless pirates are made to bow to state. Need I say more? The countless Ishgardians who were tricked into sacrificing themselves when their church fanned the flames of war. The people of the East, whose entire lives are determined by outdated customs and mores. I had to go west to find what I sought. Here in Tyrol, I lived a life unbound. Please stop fucking with my game. Or so I thought. After a terrible tragedy, I was forced to find a new home once again. Terrible? What happened? I can scarcely say it. I was asked to pay for my lodgings. That's it. Pay? You mean you hadn't been paying all along? Why should I have to trade coin for a roof over my head? In my village, charging for something so essential was unthinkable. So long as one followed the rules, that is. Uh-huh. For the first time since my exile, I questioned my path. I nigh convinced myself that taking care of my drunken sisters night after night wasn't so bad after all. Where did you live again? No, that doesn't matter. Surely, if you can accept trading labor for housing, you can understand the reasons behind trading coin for it. No, money is just another rule that's used to control us. A rule that I won't accept. I was forced to live on the streets. In my tent, I plotted. The rebellion would start with me and end with the authority of every nation in tatters. Yet one day, after long hours of sowing discontent, I returned to find my tent gone. In its place stood a sign that read, "No vagrancy." The last thing you owned was gone in an instant. That can't have been easy. I can understand your perspective, Apyahi. But a world where everyone did what they pleased would soon fall to chaos. Laws are the only things which keep us from that. And I know firsthand what it's like to be bound by old rules. Rules whose purposes are sometimes baffling. But you don't have to follow them blindly. If you're dissatisfied, you can work to change them. What you speak of, Apyahi, is not freedom. It is self-indulgence. So you're saying, if I change the law, I can do whatever I please? No! You're saying down with the people, the few having control of the many, but you're just trying to replace that few with yourself. Not a word got through to her. Talking to any more would just be a waste of breath. It's time to put her in chains. This is all you're doing, isn't it? It's time you joined the rest of your minions. I won't resist, but this isn't over. Those who share my vision will hear of this injustice, and they will carry on my legacy. You are a Chunibyo bitch. The passage of the Unbound shall remain open forevermore! Freedom that harms others is no freedom at all. Living in a society has its challenges, but it allows us to support each other as a group. Judging by how her force was mostly composed of wild beasts, I take it Apyahi couldn't send any of her henchmen to Tyrol. Perhaps Virazon's resources have finally run dry. Finally, the Unbound are in chains. Do you think Itoka would be proud of us? Of me? Yeah. I knew anyone who admired Eleret would have twisted morals. But even so, I'm shocked by the depth of Abyahi's depravity. Your bravery was inspiring, everyone. Also, like, hey, Abyahi is actually a really good example of, like, why cults are so dangerous. Because I was literally just reading a video, or a thing about this on... Somebody made a post about this on Tumblr that I was reading, like, yesterday. Or maybe the day before. But it had to do with how a lot of these cults, the way they get you, is they sound so reasonable. And they ease you in, and then suddenly you find yourself in a situation where you have cut yourself off from whatever support network you had outside of the cult, and suddenly, even if you want to leave, you're convinced that doing so will hurt yourself, hurt those around you, and that you have no choice, and so you're stuck. But it does start off with sounding really reasonable the way Abyahi did, until you realize, oh no, this bitch is crazy. Your bravery was inspiring, everyone. Abyahi is in the custody of the Landsguard, and her treasure is destroyed. Without their leader and secret weapon, the Unbound may well and truly be finished. We should return to Jabravti and let Yalmajun know about our victory here. I heard all about your battle with the passage of the Unbound. Leave it to you all to not only capture their leader, but do so without anyone in Tuliolol coming to harm. It was nothing. By the way, mages from the Wing of Protection inspected the remains of the beasts you found. Their discoveries were surprising, to say the least. They weren't actually individual organisms, you see, but a collection of minute fungi that were taken, or that had taken the form of familiar creatures. The mages concluded that the Teral Vidral sealed within the treasure was likely once a fungi itself. Oh, is that what the little mushroom was? This explains the sightings of Abyahi traveling with beasts of all sorts at her beck and call. She built her army by finding the fiercest creatures she could and recruiting them with the power of the treasure. But you stood against that army without a shade of fear in your eyes. As a token of gratitude, you're all welcome to tacos on the house whenever you're in town. I'll hold you to that. Speaking of which, I hear Tentoa and the others will soon be returning to their respective villages. Goodbyes are always bittersweet, but I'm sure that they'd love to speak with you one last time. Well, if it isn't my favorite customer, perhaps to you the world is free from the passage of the Unbound's villainy. Or thanks to you, the world is free of the passage of the Unbound's villainy. If there's anything I can do for you, you need only say the word. I'll ask her how things are after I say goodbye to everybody one last time, or however this quest ends. Every time I come to Javalia-P, I'm amazed by all of the different kinds of people gathered around its tables. I wish there was a place like this in my village. I want to spend some time in Tuliolol's markets before I return home. I've been thinking a spare pair of spectacles might be a prudent purchase. I mean, apparently Kona travels with multiple spares with him at all times, so... It seems my parents fell in love with the tacos here while they awaited my return from Favner. I'm sure they'd be happy if I brought some home with me. This short time together with you has reminded me of Wisselm and Zirig. I wonder how they fare. Perhaps I'll write them a letter and find out. I neglected to mention this earlier, but I was able to convince everyone back home to stop relying on the cradle. My sleepless days are over, but I've been busier than ever. I've looked to Ishgard's Knights for inspiration on how to build solidarity among the villagers. We train together and take turns on watch, among other things. Though Zanikwe no longer needs to spend her days abed, and sometimes joins us in our drills. I admit this new life wouldn't be the same without her. A new life for which we both owe you thanks, Shizune. We'll keep striving to follow the example you set for us. Aww. During my time in Ishgard, I realized the cuisines of the world are as varied as its people. No doubt, the prospect of discovering new delicacies adds excitement to your travels. It does! My people have accepted the fact that we cannot always rely upon the heart sting, and even now train to build our natural resistance to various toxins. It took some time to figure out the right amounts to use, and I admit there were some close calls, but luckily the heart sting was at our disposal. Yet I believe that our strength lies in our ability to conquer hardship. I hope one day we can trust in our own abilities. That being said, it's been some time since I had a meal that wasn't laced with poison. I'd forgotten how delicious food could be. Oof! The others will be glad to hear how key the Dreamweave cocoon was to our success. And though it seems Apyahi recognized you from the moment you met, it didn't make a difference, did it? It just reaffirms for me that you've more than earned your renown as a hero. I still aspire to become a hunter worthy of Itoka's legacy, and I know it will take a lot of time and a lot of hard work. For now, I'll focus on keeping my village safe. Oh dear. Oh, I'm okay. Just a bit eepy. For now, I'll focus on keeping my village safe, but I won't stop there. Keep your ears up to the ground, Shizune. For someday, you might hear tales of Kiyuki, a hunter true, or Kuiki, a hunter true. Everyone was so brave. My heart always starts pounding when the fighting begins, but I didn't need to worry. Since I'm here in Tuliolol, I'll visit the market before I return to my village. Oh, I almost forgot. Kakulja sent me a letter. He said the authorities have taken his circumstances into account and decided to be merciful. He'll be released soon, and just as promised, my village will be the first place he visits. Everyone's looking forward to greeting him with open arms. If Kakulja agrees to be our protector, then we can come to Tuliolol more often. Ah! Cute. To think the origin of the treasures lies with the Yokoi. Even with such dominating strength as they possessed, they sought still more when their very survival was at stake. My people were afraid of the apex, and so sealed it away within our treasure. But over time, the treasure became as feared as the beast within it. Thus, we never considered using it as a tool to aid us. I've been training hard, and I hope that someday I can help my people view the treasure from a new perspective. It might take a while, but we'll get there. I'm already stronger than last time we met, right? Heh, you don't have to answer, but trust me when I tell you we won't take the easy road like Virazon. Every bit of progress will earn through hard work. On that note, as much as I'd like to say, I suppose we all have homes waiting for us. Let's say our farewells to Brugevu and Ralmajun. Okay, you guys are all saying the same thing still. I'm glad you got to catch up with everyone. Shall we bring this party to a close then? Be well, everyone. I'll bring Lozanique next time. I want her to meet the people who helped us. Stop by my village if you're ever in the region. I'll treat you to freshly hunted boar. Everyone get home safely. We'll meet again soon. I hope I was able to pay back the debt I owe you, if only a little. If you ever need help again, you know how to reach me. Do I? It would be nice if eventually we go to more northern parts of Shock Tyrol or like whatever Fantasy Canada is. And we go to whatever, like the villages of some of the characters from these role quests, and they're just like hanging out there. Oh, who are those guys back there? It was a long and trying road, but the treasures are finally back in their rightful places. And the passage of the Unbound, with no one to lead their meager numbers, will fade into obscurity. I'm sure we'll hear no more of them again. Oh, I see. Is this another group of them? Here's to peace in Tuliolo. Shh, rules. Basic social considerations. Who needs them? Those pathetic bastards don't even see the yokes around their necks. Did you see how nobly Apyahi fought? As long as I can remember that sight, I'll never turn away from the path she showed us. It's up to us to continue what she started. We don't need those artifacts to bring down nations. We'll find a whole new kind of weapon. The passage of the Unbound shall remain ever open, and will be there to guide others upon it. There's more of you? Criminals! Over here! By the gods, run! We can't be caught here! Can I help catch them? I could use a little post-meal workout. Pre-meal workout? Have I gotten my tacos yet? No, seriously, they're running in circles. Let me just, like, get in front of them and deal with them. It's fine. Yeah, and that's it. I know you've been hard at work helping to solve Tyrell's problems, and we're grateful for it. You're welcome to relax here anytime you want. Thanks! What happened to my tacos? I was promised free tacos! Unlimited, for life, right? I think I read that part before. How are things? With Apyahi and the leaders of her organization in fetters, it's safe to say the passage of the Unbound is finished. The world just got a little safer thanks to your efforts. Yeah! Alright. Now, it is 11:30 at night. So I am gonna wrap up the stream here. Thank you everybody so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please hit that follow button on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Twitch. I need to set up the poll for April's sub goal. But yeah, be sure to join the Discord, because I always set up a poll at the beginning of each month for people to vote on what I'm gonna have to do if we hit 100 subs by the end of the month. And if you want to say on that, you're gonna want to go and vote, and then also subscribe to make sure it actually happens. I will be back on Sunday. Today's Wednesday, so yes, I'll be back on Sunday, starting at 4:30 Central with patch 7.2 MSQ. And then next week will be Arcadian and more Hildibrand and all the other 7.2 side content. I need to decide if we're gonna do Occult Crescent right away, or if I want to wait until I'm caught up with everything else and then jump into it. It's not like Eureka or Bolzia where there's like multiple patches worth of story to do, and I don't know if I want to do a relic a second time on a second character. So it would just be the Occult Crescent part of the story. But yeah, we'll see. And yeah, we're just gonna keep working our way through MSQ. And the rest of Dawn Trail. Be caught up by FanFest. And then I will be giving it a little wiggle room before I do 7.5 MSQ on this character. But yeah, anyway, things are going great. We got everything I wanted to get done tonight. And yeah, so let's find somebody on Twitch to raid so that I can send you guys off to someone. Who's strumming right now? Preferably... Oh! Hang on, I need to make a decision real quick. Because we have two options. Oh. You know what? I can't resist. Oh, where is she? Here we go. Citrina's Shutterbug is in Shadowbringers, is in patch content. So we are gonna go raid her. And yeah, and until I see you guys again, I hope you have a good night. Oops, I typed that in the wrong place. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, for realsies this time. All right, and until I see you guys again, I hope you have a good night, stay safe, stay healthy, and take care. Bye-bye!